Okay, it's a new stream though, which means we're gonna continue on with the Hoenn region. It's time. Trico is cool. I like Trico. He's nice. It's a shame that he's the definite weakest of the 3 starters overall from pretty much every single perspective. But Trico's got a sick design. And I think he is worthy of being A tier. I think he's better than Bulbasaur, to be honest. Do I like him more than Crobat? No, but I like him more than Galarian Ponyta. So he's a high A. I think this is very fitting for him. Grovyle, on the other hand, is that gas. He's a high tier here. He's absolutely going to be S tier. Maybe S, maybe just regular S, though. Let's see here. I like him more than Scizor. I like him more than you. I think I'm going to put Grovyle right here on the high side of S. Because this is a cool Pokemon. Dragonair is cool. Dragonair is pretty nice. I like its design. It's pretty nice. Why am I looking for the Hoenn region? Sceptile, I feel like, is the weak link of the line. Sceptile, I think, is the weakest of this line. I really just don't like its design at all. Like, it kind of comes... I just think it's ugly. It doesn't look fast. Like, this thing is supposed to be, like... It has, like, 120-ish speed or something like that. But it's, like, not really quick looking at all. I will say I like it more than Galarian or Rattata, but I think it's not going to be very high in the B+ tier. Is Togepi at the top? Yes. Togepi is at the top. Mega Sceptile is an upgrade, but not a major one, in my opinion. I think it's gonna... Honestly, I think I'm only gonna put it at the top of B+. I like it more than all these other guys, but not as much as Jumpluff. So, I mean, both Sceptiles are B+, but Mega's on top. The Mega absolutely has the better design of the two. Torchic is cool, but it also kind of feels like a little too basic for me. Is the final part 3 in Sinnoh? No. No, it's not. Torchic. I actually think it's the weak link of the first stages, if we're gonna be entirely honest, but it's definitely not bad. It's not in the same tier as Trico, though, if we're gonna be honest with ourselves. But I definitely like it more than Sceptile. So I think it's gonna go... It's not as good as Squirtle. It's not as good as you. I think I'm gonna put it right above Jolteon. The KFC line. Torchic is mad cute. It's cute! I mean, it's A- tier. That's pretty good overall. Like, imagine you got an A- on your test. That's good. I don't like how Combusken looks at all. I like Kingdra more than it, if we're being real. Starmie more as well. Nah, I like Sentret more. It's gonna go in between Gmax, Lapras, and Sentret. Blaziken is an upgraded Combusken, but I think it's an extremely overrated Pokemon. Like, I would probably put Blaziken right above... No, it's above that. It's not as good as Moltres, so it's right below... It's a B-. I'm not a big fan of Blaziken. It's just really not that cool. Where did I put Combusken? I need to make sure. I'm pretty sure I put Combusken somewhere in the C's. Yeah. I don't need to double check. I know I did. I think Blaziken's one of the most overrated Pokemon, to be honest. It's strong and all, yeah, but it's like the boring kind of strong, if that makes sense. Mega Blaziken is better. I like it a lot more. But I still don't think it's all that great, if we're being real. I like it more than Spearow. I definitely like it more than Sceptile. So you know what? Maybe it actually is an A-. I don't like it as much as Dragonair, though. Alright. Blaziken is ugly. Kinda is, yes. I agree with that take, honestly. I don't think it's that great of a looking Pokemon. It looks better in the anime. And I think it looks better in 3D than it does in 2D. It's one of those Pokemon for me. But I think it's a very overrated Pokemon. I say as I put it in the A- tier. It's Mega Form, at least. Next up, we got someone who is part of the cult. Is it supposed to be ugly? Even if that is true, that doesn't mean I need to like it. If that makes sense. Mudkip is goated. It might be bottom of S. Nah, it's not S. It's S-. But it's high S-. It's very high S-. Based on a chicken that's uglier the older it is. I mean, that's a cool reason, but that doesn't mean I need to like the design. It just makes me appreciate it more, you know? Mudkip, it's S-. It's a very good design. And I feel like people don't like Marshtomp that much, but I'm gonna be real, I really like its design. It's cool. It's also a very high-ranking mon. It's not as good as Mudkip, but it's great. I think I'm gonna put it between Houndoom and Alolan Raichu. It's a very solid design. I like it. It's very pretty. Swampert is that guy. Togetic is hideous. Agreed. Togetic is not it. I think I'm going to put Swampert above Gigant. No, it's going to go between Eevee and Dunsparce. I really like Dunsparce's. I really like Swampert's design. This thing looks like it actually move fast in the water, which is its entire shtick. I'm pretty sure it's like it can swim in mud too, which is pretty nice. I like it. I'm not a big fan of Mega Swampert, to be real here. I'm actually not that big of a fan of any of the Hoenn Megas in comparison to others. I do think it's kind of down here. It's the weak link of the line for me. I think I just barely prefer it to Mega Venusaur, but I like Bulbasaur a lot more. So, Mega Swampert, gotta chill out here in the A tier. It's not really a fun mon to use competitively. I like regular Swampert more. Its role is more defined, because Mighty Yena is awesome. Mighty Yena is gonna be a high tier. Where's he at? Mighty Yena looks sick. I think it's gonna be between Mega Beedrill and Mega Heracross. This is where they go. Mighty Yena needs a buff. It gets like every single Fang move, including, I think it even gets Psychic Fangs for some godforsaken reason. But it's a good design. It hits hard. Give it an evolution with Strong Jaw. That's all I want. Maybe even a signature biting move. Galarian Zigzagoon is amazing. Another S tier design. Hoenn's got a lot of great designs. I'm thinking, actually, you know what? It's gonna be top of S tier. Yodis arrived. Where we at? We're at Gen 3. We just started. Galarian Zigzagoon, it's based on the band Kiss, and while I'm not too big of a fan of their actual music, I love them as a vibe. Gene Simmons, I believe, is the lead singer's name. He's a very cool guy. Very, very interesting individual. Very nice. Also, Galarian Zigzagoon is just so cute. I love him so much. Beautifly is Butterfree, but much better, because it actually has pretty wings, which is the thing that butterflies are known for. That being said, it's not too crazy of a design. I think I like it more than... I'm gonna put it right above Sudowoodo and below Hoot Hoot. I mean, like I just said, Beautifly is just so much better than Butterfree. It actually looks pretty, and apparently, it sucks. It doesn't go for flowers with that antenna. Apparently, it actually hunts Pokemon with it and drains their essence out. I think some card randomly mentioned that, or maybe some Pokedex entry. It's apparently one of those darker Pokemon you don't expect. Dustox is also really cool, and it's definitely gonna be above Beautifly. This is probably one of the coolest looking fully evolved bugs. It's solid. It's not Beedrill, but it's also just cool, you know? It's better than Meganium. Better than this. It's actually, yeah, it's going to be an A+ mon. The thing that really holds it back is that it's so weak. Right above Chikorita. It's not powerful. It doesn't hit very hard either. ROM hacks like to buff it somewhat, but at the end of the day, it's never really going to be good. It's carried by its design, and Jesse had one in the anime, I'm pretty sure. Lotad! A little lily pad Pokemon. I have no real opinions about this thing. It looks kind of boring, if we're being frank. It's gonna be low tier. Lombre is better, but it's also, not good looking, if we're being real here. Top of D+. I like Tyrogue more than it, but it's not it's closer to Magby for me than it is for Tyrogue. Shiftry, just like with Ludicolo, is a big upgrade, and I think I like Shiftry a lot more. I'm thinking somewhere around here. It's not as good as Galarian Weezing, because, you can't be as distinct as Galarian Weezing. This man looks perfect. But Ampharos is cool, but it's not as good as Shiftry. I say as I'm reviewing Shiftry. Gen 9 gave Shiftry some big buffs. It got Wind Rider, and I think it even got Hurricane. No, Tailwind? Is it this generation? It got some other big move this generation. Maybe it was Hurricane. I don't know, but Wind Rider is the main thing it got as a buff, and it's fantastic for it. It learns Heat Wave for some unforsaken reason. I don't like that. Gardevoir is gonna go all the way up top. It's gonna be A tier, A+ probably. Right between Suicune and Mega Houndoom. Mega Gardevoir is even better somehow, and it joins the S tier, and it's gonna be chilling above Porygon 2. It's almost as good as Pichu, which is a very impressive statement. Breloom is good, but although I do think it's also overrated, I'm gonna put it in A-. I like it more than Mega Blaziken, not as much as Dragonair. So right here is where it's gonna go. Breloom is interesting because it can run a lot of different sets and across various generations. Because you got the Poison Heal set, and you can give it Leech Seed and just make it annoying to kill. Or in Generation 3, you got the Focus Punch with Substitute set. You can also run Technician, Mach Punch, Bullet Punch, Swords Dance. It's got a lot of fun ideas that it could do. Effect Spore if you're a really bad person, but I don't recommend that. Vigoroth is amazing. I love Vigoroth so much. It's so pretty. It's actually one of the good middle evolutions in competitive. It just has the stats to carry it and give it an EV Light, and it's bulky. It has Slack Off for recovery as well. Obviously, it does not hit as hard as Slaking, but it also doesn't have a bad ability, so, yeah. I'm thinking right below Alolan Muck. Alolan Muck is such a good design. I love it. Slaking, not as good as Vigoroth, but it's closer to Vigoroth than it is to Slack Off. And I think Slaking is probably going to be chilling right above Mega Mewtwo-Y. I like Big Monkey. I can't deny it. Big Monkey is cool. I don't really have anything to say. Ninjask is so cool. I like Ninjask. I wish it was good, but unfortunately, being quad weak to rocks and having 0 defense stat is, not great. It's about as frail as Shedinja, which is really sad considering Shedinja has 1 HP. Ninjask, I like it more. Not as much as Ho-Oh, so it's gonna be between Ho-Oh and Houndour. Shedinja is cool, but its gimmick kind of makes it more annoying. Because either it's going to be the best Pokemon of all time or complete garbage, and it's usually the complete garbage thing. It says terrible stats. I'd actually be very interested to see how the VGC meta would be impacted if this thing was allowed in it. Mainly, I think it would just mean that Tyranitar is going to be a lot more common. But I think that's neat. Maybe you'll run like Dark Pulse on some, or Knockoff more on some mons. I don't know. Either way, it's gonna go down for me because of how annoying its gimmick is, but I like it more than Paris. Not as much as Onyx. So B, it's not bad. Whismur, I don't like Whismur. It's ugly. It's dumb. It's stupid. I like it more than Yanma. I don't like Yanma. Skitty is a Pokemon that I want to like, but it's just so bad. I don't even remember it being common either. You know, I just don't like its design. It has a cute cry. That's about it. So I'm thinking the top of D+ now. I think it's the new king of D+. I want it to be good, but it's not. Delcatty is another Pokemon I really want to like, but it's just so bad. It's got a nice design, though. I give it that, so it's definitely better than Skitty. But that's not exactly a high bar to clear. I think it's going to go right in between Bellsprout and Galarian Slowpoke. Wailord would like to know my location. Wailord can stay far away from the cat. Mega Sableye has a very funny story. It's better than regular Sableye, but it's in the same general Actually, no, it's going to be higher than it. Above Teddiursa, right below Alolan Sandslash. Because fun fact, Alolan Sandslash was banned from Generation 6 OU on the very last day of the generation. Meaning the day after it got banned, Sun and Moon released. And the reason it was done is because when people wanted to go back and play Generation 6, they did not want to deal with this annoying gremlin, so the player base agreed to ban it. It's a very funny story. People didn't want to deal with it, basically. Mawile is honestly not all that. I don't like it. I think it's very overrated in terms of design. I like Mawile more than Jigglypuff. High D+. Mega Mawile is an upgrade, but not by much for me. I'm thinking somewhere in C+. I like it. It's better than Shuckle, but not as good as Kingdra. It's just kind of boring. It's just Mawile, but slightly bigger and 2 mouths on its back. But I don't like the designs of its mouth. Like, the necks of the mouths are so small, so it doesn't even look like it eats anything. It just chews and spits it out. I don't like the weird pant legs, dress stuff it has. So it's just kind of like whatever. And it's also just stupid annoying to deal with in comp. I don't remember. Was it banned to Ubers? I feel like it was pretty early on in Gen 6, but I might be wrong about that. I don't remember. Aeron as a Pokemon is so cool. This whole line is amazing. I wish it was good. It's unfortunately bad. And that's just sad. It's bad in both in-game and in competitive. It's just such a shame. It's a great defensive typing. It is. It is a fantastic typing. Probably the single best typing in the game, if we're being real here. Water Fairy is also solid. Aaron's gonna be chilling up here in S-. It's a very good design. Yeah, I wish it all... I know so much. Lairon, I feel like is an actual upgrade to Aaron. And I like it. Not much more, but I do like it. It's S-. It's not that big of an upgrade over Aaron to justify rising it that high, but I feel like I'm one of the few people that prefer Laren to Aaron. It's not bad. And then Aggron. I mean, what do you think I'm going to do with Aggron? Of course it's S tier. It's like such a good design. I think Aggron's going to be chilling. I like Aggron more than Sizzler. Not as much as Zapdos, though. It's going to be high here. It's just carried by its very awesome design. And why? If it dropped the rock typing, it would honestly be so much better. Which, ironically enough, is exactly what they did with Mega Aggron. Now, Mega Aggron is basically just Aggron with more armor. But it lost the rock typing and gained filter, meaning this thing can take a lot of hits. However, its main problem in competitive is that it just has no form to heal itself outside of rest, which is not a good way to heal yourself. So, I'm going to put it above Aggron, but not by much. Mega Manectric, I feel, is the best of this line. It's a good design, but I don't like it that much. I'm going to put it right below Mega Pidgeot. It has the funny same... You know what's funny? It has a bunch of sharp lines, just like Zigzagoon. Maybe I just like sharp lines. Volbeat? I don't like Volbeat. I think it's ugly. It's so stupid looking. It's supposed to be like our Greaser. I like it more than Graveler, but that's it. Volbeat looks dumb. I don't like it. Illumise is a lot better, and I have a funny story here about Illumise. It's not a long one, though. I was shiny hunting for it once, and I had to take my dog out. So I got the encounter and walked away to take my dog out before I saw it, and I came back to and on my screen there was a shiny Illumise, and that was fun. Roselia has a good design. I like Roselia a lot. I don't like its official artwork, though. The official artwork mutes the colors more than it really should. It's gonna be low A+ tier, though. Right above Growlithe, if I can get it down. I like it a lot. It's a little too basic. I don't remember this Pokemon's name, but it's just nothing that crazy, you know? Actually, it's not bad. Here. Right below all the cocoons. Carvanha is cool. I don't like the evolution as much. Like, the evolution kind of comes out of nowhere. I think Carvanha is better than... It's not as good as Aaron, but it's better than Dunsparce. It's cool. Sharpedo is a bit overrated. I don't like how the Piranha turns into a shark. It's one of those early gen evolutions that just come out of... Actually, I don't want to say early gen, because this still happens in modern gens. But it just... Why? Why? And why is it usually water types? Looking at you, Remoraid. Sharpedo's still good. It's not as good as Carvanha, though. I think, like, if I'm gonna have a chompy water type, I'd rather have Totodile. I think it's gonna be above Marshtomp, though. Marshtomp is cool, but not as good as the Shark. Mega Sharpedo is basically a regular Sharpedo, but honestly, look, it's not that big of an upgrade. It's better. It looks faster. It looks stronger, but I can't even put it above Alolan Raichu. It's not that much better. And look at the art side by side. It's basically the same exact pose. Now, to be fair, I don't expect a lot of dynamic poses for a Pokemon shaped like this. I don't think they can do much about it, but it's like, yes, this is just British Sharpedo. Look, it's got teeth coming out of the side of its head. Look, you know, are we sure it's actually a Mega and not just Galarian Sharpedo? Good point, Dovey. Good point. I feel like Weedle and Wailord would get along. Torkoal is that guy. I like him. It's a basic design, but it's good. Better than Beedrill? You know what? Actually, better than Venusaur. Not as good as Tentacruel. Skarmory should either get a regional form or a Mega. I feel like a regional form of a Skarmory would just be worse than OG Skarmory, so Mega Skarmory sounds horrifying. If I remember correctly, Skarmory doesn't have good BST, but where its stats are is insane. Especially since it's like a definite... It's typically considered the second best mod in Gen 3 OU, right? Because Tyranitar is number one. Like, that's not really debatable. Its sand is too much of a presence to be denied. But Skarm is typically considered the second best mod in that tier. Gen 2 OU. I mean, Gen 3 OU. Gen 2, it's not good at all. But it's a pain in the butt online. Yeah, it's a funny mod competitively, and it's just... It's funny how it ended up being better than Ninetales. It isn't what I would have expected. But ever since I got Drought, it's been amazing ever since. Also, Trick Room Eruption is so funny. I wish it was good in singles. Mega Skarmory, but they make it a fighter jet? Oh no. Nah, they gotta double down. Just give it all 100 of that, all 100 of the Mega BST and put it in special defense and then give it filter. That's what you gotta do to make Skarmory. Oh god, that sounds horrifying. Part of me is scared that Megas in Legend Zaza are not gonna be available in Gen 10. I really hope they don't make Megas just a thing in Zaza and not let them be in the next mainline game, because I want to use them online in battles. See, the funny thing is, I'm not even sure if that Mega Skarmory I suggested would get banned. Probably. Because it feels too defensive. That being said, though, that Skarmory in particular would almost always be walled by Golden Go. I don't think Skarmory gets a ground move, right? It doesn't get, like, Drill Run, does it? Actually, does it get Drill Run? I'm not sure. Someone will correct me in the comments if they really care. I'm scared they don't even add... Oh, they're definitely adding Megas to ZA. Because they had the Mega Evolution icon at the end of the trailer. Like, they're absolutely gonna be in it. It's just that I hope they actually add new Megas. I'm scared they'll mess it up. That's what I'm really worried about. Also, if Flygon does not get one, we riot, right? I feel like the Megas is going to be used as an excuse to not add regional forms for the starters. Like, for example, let's pretend we get Blitten, Piplup, and Superior. I don't think we're going to get a Colossian Superior. I think we're just going to get a Mega Superior if they do that. Because I think they want to avoid giving Megas to Pokemon that already have regional variants. Now, technically, they already did that with Slowbro. And, we know, thanks to Let's Go's code, that Galarian Slowbro can technically Mega Evolve. It just evolves into regular Mega Slowbro, though. But that's more of a... I don't think that's supposed to be an intended mechanic, but more so an oversight with how Mega Evolution works, because it checks the species number and not... It checks the species, not what form the Pokemon is. So that's why Galarian Slowbro can Mega Evolve. But I think they're going to avoid doing Megas to regional variants. I don't know why I got on that side tangent. Anyway, Grumpig is bad. I don't like it. Shuckle with a Mega sounds interesting, but I don't know what they can do to salvage it. I wanted to have an evolution because Eviolite Shuckle sounds hilarious. Grumpig is better than all these mons, though. Yeah, honestly, Grumpig, it's better than Mawile. Better than Weeping, but it's better than Poliwrath. You know what? It's better than you, too. Not as good as Farfetch'd. Grumpig is a downgrade. It's ugly. I don't like it. It comes out of literally no... Rank every pattern of Spinda. Buddy, that deserves its own stream. I don't have time right now. Trapinch. Yo, he's so cool. Trapinch is cool. A little overrated, admittedly. But it's still very cool. I'll put it right above Wartortle. Vibrava is better than Trapinch. That is a take that I firmly believe. I wish it was strong. Just did. Also, fun fact. Trapinch has the same exact attack stat as Flygon. They're both base 80. No, they're both base 100. It gains 0 attack on evolution. So, Flygon. It's getting a Mega in ZA. If it doesn't, we riot. It's a good design. I actually don't think it's S tier. I think it's A+ tier. And it's not honestly that much higher than Vibrava. The whole line's great. It doesn't get much better through the whole thing. It's still good. Flygon's but slightly bigger. Hey, we might get our first bug dragon type. That's what I'm hoping for here. Drop the ground theming. Maybe give it some, like, rocky payload version for ground types. Something like that. That could be cool. It could have 3 stabs. If it doesn't have U-turn already, it can have U-turn and have a lot of good stab. Just get in, get out, and hit hard. Just watch out for stealth rocks. Swablu is goated. It's a good design. It's not as good as Altaria, though. Very nice looking bird. It's very polite. I'm thinking I'm going to put it right. It's above you. It's above you. Clears you. It's not as good as Skarmory, but it's very pretty looking. And next up, we got Altaria, which manages to make it look even better. I like this mon a lot. And I feel like I'm one of the few people that prefer its 3D model over its 2D one. That apple is an anime. Ugh, Chinese cartoon. Thought about Toho. 14 years ago has a funny... I'd have to look that up, honestly. Never knew Altaria was a dragon type. I mean, I don't know, but I like it. I like it more than Meganium. Definitely like it more than a lot of the mods up here. Yeah, Altaria is definitely going to be like an A tier, man. Honestly, I think we have the new king of A+. I think it takes over Ho-Oh. It looks Flying Fairy instead. Yeah, well, instead of Flying Fairy, it becomes Dragon Fairy. Completely abandons its original normal flying typing, and it has moved on. Mega Altaria is good. It's S-, though. It's not that much different from Altaria, but it's enough to push it up a tier. I'm gonna put it right below Donphan. It's very cool. I like it more than Tyranitar. Zangoose is so cool. Zangoose needs a buff. Both Zangoose and Seviper need some kind of buff, because they're both so bad currently. And at least Zangoose has the funny Toxic Boost set, but let's be real here. Toxic Boost is just guts, but worse. Because you're forced to be poisoned instead of any status condition. It's so dumb. Zangoose is honestly so good. I'm gonna put it above Sharpedo, right below Alolan Raichu. It's a cool mod. It can breed with Seviper. Yeah, I'd believe it. If someone showed me a Seviper and a Zangoose and told me they fight all the time, I'd take their word that they're in the Sengay group. Makes sense to me. Seviper? Seviper is not as good, but it's also a very cool mod. Also has like one of the coolest shinies of all time. It was one of my favorite hunts to do back when I was still doing the surprise trading shiny hunt stuff. That was fun. I enjoy it. It's not as good as Zangoose, but it's in the same tier. Gay little bastards, I love them. True. Where are we gonna put him? I'm thinking above Mega Ampharos. That's what I think. I'm hoping by the end of this list, these two are like right next to each other, up and down wise. I'm not gonna make that happen on purpose, but if that happens naturally, that'd be fire. We got Lunatone, or as some like to call it, Solrock. Honestly, it's nothing special. It's just a Sun and Moon Pokemon, but they did it better later on. They're not even good competitively either. So it's like, I have no good connection to these things. They're obtained at an awkward point in the game to where it's a little late to consider adding them to the party, and they're not even good when you find them. Alolan Grimer looks like the flag of Brazil. Yes, it is. Some might even say it's the Brazilian national Pokemon. Above Jigglypuff, but D+. Solrock is ugly. But it looks more like the sun than this guy looks like the moon, because I don't like the duck lips. The duck lips ruins the crescent moon design for me. It's also facing you, so it doesn't even work correctly. So it's like, Solrock's design is just stronger, but it's not much higher, for being honest. It's better than Skitty. I think we have the new king of D+. You have to be better than a rock shaped like a circle. Corphish! I like Corphish. I wish Corphish was more easily available. It's so much fun, and it's not good. It's weak, but you use him because he's that guy. Right above Magikarp, right below Mega Sceptile. So high. Crawdaunt. It's Mr. Craw. He's on the phone. Give him Dragon Dance, give him Knockoff. Unfortunately, Terra does not work well with adaptability, so he's not really all that fantastic in Gen 9. He is in Gen 9, right? I'm not making that up. I'm pretty confident he was added in the first DLC wave. It's Mr. Craw. We respect him. Right below Mew, I think is a very fair placement for him. Some useless flying coin can breed with an Avalanche. Hey! Okay, Avalugg is an iceberg, first of all. And Bronzor is a mirror. That's what it's based on. They can make it freeze instead of paralyze. I would only be okay with that if they changed freeze to frostbite. Because if it froze, that thing would get banned immediately, and I want to actually use it. Put respect on Bronzor's name. It's a mirror. I like Bronzor. That was actually the first shiny I ever got after getting the shiny charm. I like Claydol, but its eyes bother me. It looks like it's constantly weak. Like, I saw it as a face, kind of like... I didn't see it as a face before. But now, like, see these little beak things? It kind of looks like a mouth to me. So now it looks like it's winking at me constantly. And I can't unsee it. I don't like this. I don't like winking Claydol. And that honestly killed its design for me. It's still solid, but I just can't unsee it. I can't get over the eyes on Claydol. Like, look at it. It looks like it's winking. I can't take it as like an ancient monster more seriously when it's winking. Especially not with a stupid beak mouth like this. I know it's not a mouth, but it looks like one, and that's enough. Armaldo is cool. It's a shame that this line sucks. I like Armaldo more than Dustox. Gen 3 is the worst fossils. Fair enough. I don't know if I agree with it, but I can respect that take. I think Gen 1 fossils are overrated. Gen 4 fossils are goated. Gen 5 is goated. Gen 6 is goated. Gen 8, it's different. It's not bad, but it's different. Feebas is better, Magikarp. It's Magikarp, but better. Which means wherever I put Magikarp, I have to be higher. It's not different enough to justify it putting it any higher than Magikarp, but it is better than Magikarp. I'm sorry. It just does the ugly fish idea better. Melodic, or Milotic, as some people say. According to the guidebook, it's pronounced Milotic, but Pokemon pronunciations are not consistent, so who even cares? I like it. It's a very pretty design. It's also, like, annoying. I don't have a deep story about Milotic. Cast form, and we get to do all 4 forms. Cast form sucks. I hate cast form so much. I like it more than Lugia, though. So, fun fact about Silvally, right? Silvally's BST and stat distribution is equally as close to cast form as it is to Arceus. Cast form water, I think, is the best looking cast form, but at the end of the day, it's literally just a teardrop. It's actually pretty well designed, if we're being honest. Hello, Xatu. Cast form ice is my least favorite. Honestly, no, I don't like it more than Skip. It goes here. And cast form sun's not much better. I'd rather use Graveler than it, to be honest. Shuppet is cool. Also, the theories about it secretly being a Rotom are so stupid. Like, I don't think they planned that ahead of time. You really think they'd introduce Rotom after introducing Shuppet? Shuppet's a cool looking mon, though. I really do like it. Honestly, I think I like it more than the Tauroses. It's a very pretty mon, and I found a shiny of it the other day. Could be a cast form. Honestly, yeah, it looks more like a cast form than it does Rotom, if we're being real here. But I always hated the Shuppet is Rotom theory. It's just like, this is people going for stretches. Early Pokemon theories are so bad. I want to make content about some Pokemon theories, mainly complaining about how stupid most of them are. Like, one theory I don't like is the, okay, so you know the Chinese Zodiac for fire starters, right? There's a theory that all fire starters are based on the Zodiac, all water starters are based on weapons, then all grass starters are based on, like, dinosaurs. But they're pretty flawed when you actually, like, use your brain and start thinking about it. Like, first of all, the Chinese Zodiac one is the most obviously wrong. Like, Fuecoco is not a horse. Also, you know, Cyndaquil is not a mouse. So, like, the fire one was false from the start. And then, I'll get into the other ones when I'm actually talking about a fire. When I'm talking about a water and grass starter. But, like, they're not good. I didn't like Banette. It looks unfinished. I feel like it should have a mega... Not a mega. It should have a regular evolution instead of a mega. Because now that it has a mega, I don't think it'll ever get a regular evolution. Also, I want to see fan art of Fuecoco evolving into a horse. That'd be so cool. The Gen 2 art based on the Jurassic period. I mean, it's a cool theory, but it also doesn't really feel true. If at most, it's a coincidence. It looks like that from a visual level, but it's not really anything. You know, it kind of feels like you're trying to make up a theory for them, and that's just what you came up with. Oh yeah, that's also just wrong. Fair point. Mega Bayonet is cool. I want to put her right below Zigzagoon. Duskull is so cool. I love Duskull. It's honestly S tier. It's sick. I'm going to put it right between Swampert and Eevee. This is also taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Grass types are all starters. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically the theory. I hate it. They say, oh, well, it counts for Decidueye because it's a ghost and based on an extinct owl. It's like, do you have any idea how many Pokemon that can apply to? And their evidence of it being dinosaurs because it's so much larger than regular animals today. But that applies to damn near every single Pokemon. I don't like it. It's just not a good theory. And then the water-type Pokemon being weapons. You have to make stretches for, like, Feraligatr, Swampert, and Quaquaval. And I don't like it when you have to... If you have to stretch something to make your theory work, it's probably not a good theory. Just generally speaking. I like Dusclops. It's not as good as Duskull. It has a mummy theme. I don't like mummies nearly as much as just a floating skull. So I think I'm going to put it at the very bottom of S-. Not as good as Mega Scizor, and I'm not even that big of a fan of Mega Scizor. I say as I put it in S-. Tropius is a Pokemon I want to love. Have themes. A lot of them have themes, really. Gen 6 is like Dungeons and Dragons stuff. Gen 7's got like that circus theme. Gen 8. I don't remember Gen 8, admittedly. And then Gen 9, if it has a theme, I don't know it. Gen 2 doesn't really. Gen 6 and 7 definitely do. But I don't know about anything else. I want to like Tropius, but it's just so bad. It's a demon in Rambats, though. Chimecho is... I don't care for Chimecho, if we're being real here. It's so boring. Absol, get up here in S tier, dude. You know you belong up here. It's such a sick design. What is there to say? Unfortunately, it's Donkey Water as a Pokemon. Same thing with Mega Absol. I'm pretty sure it's the lowest rated Mega in the game. I think it is the weakest. The only Pokemon that comes to mind that could be weaker is Audino, I think. Audino's not stronger either. I like Snorunt. It is a good mon. I'm gonna put it right above Torchic. He's like a little, he looks like one of those teepee huts. It's so cool. And he's shaking in his like armor, in his clothes. It's so cute. He's like a poor child. And he's a poor child that died and became an evil spirit and with Glalie. I like him. Glalie is a very cool Pokemon. It's low A though. It's a low A tier. It's a nice looking design. It's cool. It has base 80 in all stats. It's really bad. Mega Glalie, I feel like I'm one of the few people that prefer regular Glalie over Mega. It can't close its jaw anymore, so poor little guy. Honestly, I think it's the worst of the line, even though it's not much different. Right between Torchic and Credilli. Now, Refrigerate Explosion is why it's high. It's still in the A tier, if we're being honest. Because Refrigerate Explosion is just so funny. I think it literally just gains 20 in all stats, which doesn't do it much favors. Just Refrigerate Explosion is dope. Spheal. Circle. You gotta love the circle. It's a circle and it's cute. High S-. Right above Mudkip. Gotta love Mudkip. Respect it. Celio. Not as good as Spheal, but it's not bad. I feel like people sleep on it. It's a solid design. I like it. I would have preferred a second draft if we're being real. Something more closer to Spheal. I would feel nothing but bliss if Mega Audino and all of its loved ones died the next day. Worst Pokemon ever. It's not that bad. We'll put it right below Jumpluff. It's going to be the bottom of A- now. The Walrein is that guy. It's so cool. It looks so good. Especially its 2D sprites. It's going to be S-. It's not as good as Spheal, but it's still very good. Right below Tyranitar, right above Pikachu. Walrein also has a very annoying set in Generation 4 with Toxic, Substitute, and Protect. Because since Weather Nose never goes away in early generations, you'll heal a 16th of your health from leftovers, and then a 16th from Ice Heal. You click Substitute, you lose a quarter, but then you get an 1/8 of it back from those two things. And then you click Protect, and then you get the remaining 1/8 from your health taken away from the Substitute back from that. I worded that poorly, but you could spam Substitute and Protect and not lose any HP in Generation 4 so long as Hail is up. Which means Solrain is one of the most annoyingly fat Pokemon of all time. It never dies. But it requires Hail, which requires Abomasnow. Which actually, no, it requires Snover, I think. Because I don't think Walrein and Abomasnow are in the same tier. So yeah, not a great strategy. But it's a funny and annoying one. Clamperl is next. I don't like it. It's boring. It's a D-. No, it's not D-. It's D+. Below. Nah, yeah. Right below Whismur. Clamperl is not a cool looking design. I don't like it. It's ugly. Never would catch one on my team, and it has a very annoying evolution method. You get it too late in the game to really consider even using on your main team as well. Huntail, same thing. It's just bad. In fact, I say it's worse than Gorbis because it comes out of literally nowhere. I don't like it. Sorry, it's uglier than Clamperl is what I meant to say. Gorbis is the best of the three in my opinion, but it's not really great. I think I like it better than... I think it's the new king of D tier. I think this is a good place to put Gorbis. It's a cool name, and it looks the best of the three, but I can't get over how bad it is competitively, and I can't get over how difficult and annoying it is to get in-game. And you always get it late, so it's like you can never use it on an in-game playthrough without like setting things up ahead of time. Love Disc? No. Love Disc sucks. I like it more than Raticate. But Love Disc sucks. It literally exists to justify heart scales being a thing, and I don't like it. Bagon? I like Bagon. It's cute. It's a cute little dragon. Who wants to learn how to fly, he'll figure out how to do it eventually. High A-. I feel like something was right... Where did Bagon go? Oh no. What happened to Bagon? Oh, here he is. Okay, good. Okay, I thought right above Galarian Meowth. It's a good A-, mon. Canonically perfect. It is. Shelgon. I really like Shelgon. I don't know what about it. It's a circle. It looks cool. Metagross is close. I might skip it for Marth Fire Emblem. I think this is a weird take, but I think Shelgon is a better Dawn fan. They have like the same kind of theme going on. But I like the idea of Shelgon, like, this is how you do a Cocoon good. I like it. This is the best Cocoon-like Pokemon. And it is a Cocoon. Look at it. Regular Salamence, actually, I'm not very big on Salamence. I think it's kind of boring. It looks like generic fantasy dragon, and it's only like 5'7" or something depressing like that. It's very short. I'd say I like Inteleon more than it. It's a B+ mon, honestly. Metagross is NB. They are to me. True. Yeah, the lore is cool, but I'm just not too big of a fan of Salamence. Mega Salamence is sick, though. But they did do it better with Roaring Moon. Didn't grow wings. It said learn how to airbend. That could be interesting. That'd be funny. I like that. You know what? You can even keep Shelgon and Bagon the exact same. I like that idea. All right. That sounds like a great convergent species type of deal. I think we're gonna set this mon right here, right below Galarian Zapdos. Mega Salamence looks cool, but it gets kind of hurt for me because Roaring Moon just did the same thing but better. Like, yeah, Maro. Like, that is basically my opinion on it. And we'll get to Roaring Moon when we get to him. It's gonna, not this stream. Roaring Moon is too angry. Other than that, Def, yeah. Beldum. I like Beldum. Beldum is cool. It's just a stick, but it's a fun stick. It's like a robot. I love him. The little claws also makes it look like a hand, and I love the personality it has. Metang, I feel like, is a big downgrade, though. It looks a little too goofy. It doesn't look robotic enough. It doesn't look intelligent. Beldum looks so much better designed, to be honest. So Metang's honestly like a big step down. Metagross, on the other hand, rises all the way back up to Beldum levels. It's better than this, it's better than this, it's better than this, so it's gonna be S tier at the very least. It does not get out of S-, though. Metagross is a bit too human-faced. I don't even mind that, because like, it kind of represents intelligence. I'm gonna put Metagross right below Gligar. Metagross is cool. I like it. It's as smart as a supercomputer, which technically means its intelligence gets better over time, if you want to be a weirdo. But it's so smart. I like him. He can do calculations. But Mega Metagross is better than this. Mega Metagross clears the whole line by far. And I think Mega Metagross is probably going to be chilling right about here. No, it's in between Absol and regular. Very strong. He's got an amazing design. I'm not factoring in the shiny, but the shiny's amazing. I might redo all this for shinies, but it's going to take a while. It's been an hour and a half, and we're not even done with Hoenn. Regirock? It's just Garganacl, but worse. I don't have anything to say. It's a solid design, if we're being real. Okay, I don't like how high I'm putting it. Okay, it's not as good as Makita, finally. I like Regirock, but Garganacl's better. They have like the same exact body type, if you've ever noticed that. And I also killed off Regirock on the lore in my shorts, so rest in peace Regirock. He was murdered. No, he died naturally. He died of natural causes after being shot in the head 7 times by Regitube. So rest in peace, my guy. Shiny Teal is based on how it improves. Ooh, you know what? That's a good idea. Not today, obviously, but soonish maybe. Regice or Regice. I should not have said this Pokemon's name out loud because now people are going to comment about it. I don't want to ever acknowledge this Pokemon's name. I don't like this mon. All because its name is dumb. Its design is good, but the controversy around its name and how people argue about it. Registeel is so cool. It looks like the perfect amount of alien and the perfect amount of monster. I feel like, honestly, I think it's the Deoxys idea better. Honestly, I think we have the new King of 8s here. It's a solid design. I really like it. It looks alien. I like that. It doesn't look like we're supposed to comprehend it. It has its own agenda. It doesn't feel. It's just a monster. I like it. Latios. Where's Latios? Oh, yeah, no, it's Mega Latios right there. It's one of the worst Regis, and Registeel's the best. Yeah, I think that's a very valid take. That's kind of how I just rated them anyway. Latios is a good design mon, but there's something, like, it's one of those things I can acknowledge it's well designed, but I just don't care for it. It's a me thing. It's a good design. I just don't like it. It's just not for me, you know? I'm going to put it at the bottom of B-. No, I like it more than Butterfree. Not as much as Ammonite, though. Know your place. Know your place. This is the most disappointing Mega of all time. I don't like Mega Latios. It's so boring. Latios is just Latios, but better, in my opinion. I like the pose of Latios more than like Latios' pose, but I'm not gonna pretend like they're different enough to justify putting them in different positions. Now, Mega Latios is one of the coolest Megas we've ever gotten. It's so cool, especially after that disappointment of Mega Latios. I'm just messing with y'all. He's going all the way back down here. It's the same thing. I feel like I could have lied to you. Like, if I like shuffled these around, could you tell me with a straight face which one of these two? Like, can you tell me with confidence which Mega this one is? The one on the left? Be honest. Could you tell me? Especially if you didn't just watch me do it. Like, you couldn't. These Megas suck, and I get what they're going for, because purple's the combination of red and blue. Like, the only difference, I think, is their eye color and then the direction the triangle on them is facing. It's like... Just because I get what they were going for does not make it a good design, though. It's just stupid. I don't like it. These Megas suck. Kyogre is overrated. I like it, though. It's a good mon, and competitively, it's one of the best Megas we've ever had, period. In fact, you could argue it's the strongest Pokemon we've ever gotten, period. Because it is the undisputed best Pokemon in Gen 3. Undisputed best in Gen 4. Top 5 in Gen 5. Top 5 in X and Y. Gen 6, starting in Oris, it fell off because Primal Groudon is insane. So, like, Kyogre is one of the best Pokemon of all time. Redditor and a lesbian. I don't even know what that comments are for. Oh, the Regis. Who is who? Who's the lesbian? Regis? Same Mega have a parental bond ability with Twin Power. Yo, I want to see Mega Latios have, like, the same shtick as Dragapult, where it shoots little Latioses and Latioses at people. That sounds fun. Kyogre is a bit overrated, but Primal Kyogre. The reason I'm okay with putting Kyogre so low is because Primal Kyogre is amazing. It's such a little change compared to the original design, but it's still so beautiful looking. I'm probably going to put it right above Heracross. Primal Kyogre is so good. I love it. Now, I'm a Groudon lover, and I said it before in a short. Childhood is when you think that Kyogre is the stronger of the two, but adulthood is when you realize that Groudon already won the fight. There's more land than water. And now you might be saying, like, oh, but there's more water on the surface of the Earth. It covers like 70% of the planet. Hey, guess what? What's underneath all that water? That's right, more land. Groudon clears. Anyway, it's a good design. It's going up here in S. It's an S tier design, absolutely. Right between Heracross and Sylveon. It's so good. We'll get to the Gingivitis snake in a minute. Alright, Groudon. Primal is so fire. It's probably going to rise all the way right below Galarian and Zigzagoon. It's so good. Groudon can raise the land. That's right. Like, there's really no argument. Like, Kyogre fans, I'm sorry, Kyogre fans, but Groudon's just better in literally every way. He's just that guy. Like, imagine being in a canonical stalemate with a Pokemon you have the type advantage against. Like, bruh, come on. Alright, Gingivitis Snake is very overrated. It's funny, because it consistently wins, like, the best legendary tournaments, like, every single time. It's still an A tier, though. Probably low A tier. I prefer Zigzagoon the Rayquaza, if we're being honest. Mega Rayquaza, though. Once again, we are going back to top tier. We are returning to the S tier for Mega Ray. And I'm thinking... It's not as good as the two primals, in my opinion, and it's not even as good as Groudon. But I'm thinking it's gonna go right up below Mega Charizard X. Mega Charizard X looks sick. Yes! Thank you, Alice, for that comment about Quetzalcoatl. Thank you. A lot of people think it's based on Quasars, which is like, y'all don't even know what Quasars are and you're commenting on that. Like, you think it's based on like something in a black hole, or is that based on Quetzalcoatl, the Mayan sky, or the Aztec sky god? People are unironically gonna say that Rayquaza is not based on the Mayans, on the Aztec sky god, but they'll say it's based on a quasar in a black hole. Which does Rayquaza look like? This beam thing in a black hole, or the Aztec sky god? Some people are so dumb. It's literally based on Quetzalcoatl. It's just that is one of my pet peeves. It's pronounced like Quasar, yes, and Quasar is easier to say than Quetzalcoatl, absolutely. And if you want to be technical, it's probably pronounced Quetzalcoatl, but whatever. Now, I understand why people don't know what Quetzalcoatl is, or Quetzalcoatl. I don't know how to even pronounce it, which is a very good sign of why people don't use it as the example, but it's literally based on that. Too many people don't even know that and just say it's based on Quasars, without even knowing what it is. Jirachi's cool. Anyway, I don't have a story for Jirachi. I'm still steamed after the Rayquaza thing. I say both pronunciations, if I'm being honest. I like it more than Tentacruel, but it's not as good as Mr. Craw. Dio. Deoxys defense. This is Deoxys normal. I'm gonna be real. I'm not as high on Deoxys as a lot of other people. It's a good design, but it doesn't do anything for me. I prefer Igglybuff. Deoxys attack, I think, is just a downgrade. Nothing about it looks dangerous except its sharp horns, its sharpness. Deoxys defense actually looks really good. I like it. Right below Murkrow. And Dio speed is king. Dio speed actually looks fast. Deoxys speed and Deoxys defense are the only ones that look like they do that what their types represent. It's the best but the worst mix. Deoxys badass but the worst mythical. I can respect, I don't agree with it, but I respect the take. I can respect the take. I can respect a take like that. Deoxys, I think, is overrated as a whole, though. In terms of design, at least. And lore. It's literally just an alien. Which also implies there's different alien species out there. Shield form, it looks like it does its job, but it's also not really. The worst is Fiona. Fiona is a legendary, technically, I think. Like, Manaphy's a mythical, but I think Fiona is a legend. It's weird. Mythicals were attainable. They need to just stop doing mythicals. I don't like the mythical moniker. I already kind of went into it in this tier list. That's the end of the Hoenn section. Especially Keldeo.